Hi all, this is Troy from Silver Creek Commodities in Davenport, Iowa and Rock Falls, Illinois. Would like to explain our philosophy pertaining to corn for the 2018 crop year. If you need to get a hold of me, right here, my number's on the screen for my customers. For Cal and Tyler's customers, call the main office at 563-445-7925 if you have questions. Our new crop strategy this year has been introduced to most of you one-on-one, but hopefully this video gives you a little chance to see it broken down even further. During this time, from December 1st of the prior year to February 28th, we see that as the time we're establishing the winter high in our model. So far as of today, even that's 396. Now, once the market backs up typically from that winter high, and that normally happens during the month of March. Historically, we have seen high prices get set in February, then we back up, which is another reason crop insurance works so well, because we're in the discovery period for that price as well during the month of February. So if we set a high in February, market tails off, we'll use that as a sell target. So during the weather season, if we march back there to that price of 396 or whatever that may be, we'll sell 50% of the crop. Now, to make that much easier on you and much easier on all of us from a risk standpoint, we like to pre-position call options. And when we do that, that changes the disposition of us all, because now we aren't so worried about the possibility of decreased yield and how that affects us. In other words, if I call you and say, it's time to sell that corn, the first thing that you're going to say is, boy, I hope we have the bushels, and corn's rallying, probably going to $5. Yep, and I have that tendency too, because I root the market higher as well. But if you have the call options in place before the sale, which is our strategy, you don't have to outguess the market. You dump the emotions to the sideline. You get the sale in place. Over the past few years, we've only had 2 weeks to make that sale, and the market's tailed off. So we want to capture that gain. Now, once we get both in place, now we're in a much riskier zone. All we have to do is manage the call options. That's not always easy, but we have 12 cents, 10 to 12 cents that we've invested at risk and no more. The reason this works, dating back all the way to 2001, you can see I'm circling the winter highs that have been in play. 404 was the one from 17. Ultimately, we got to a seasonal high that's in the last summer of 417. You can see from this chart the predictability of this market and why this strategy works. Dating all the way back to 2013 was the last time it failed to reach the winter high during the summer months. The reason? We were coming off a 2012 drought where the summer high was 840 and price was backing up into the winter and continued to back up into the season. So the summer just did not see a seasonal rally. Now, here's how it looks on paper. If we assume a winter high of 396 and the cost of the calls is around 12 cents, we have a net floor or a hard floor, worst case scenario floor, a disaster floor of $3.84 is what we take home. Keep in mind, if we spend 12 cents on these call options and 396 is the high for the year, these will lose value. You have to understand you could lose your entire investment. But if we do, we have made one good sale. That means we virtually sold the high tick or somewhere near it. So that said, moving forward, the benefit is really if the calls gain value. So if the market continues to rally, those calls appreciate value, end up increasing the sale from 396 to whatever that gain may be. So we are again taking the emotion out of this sale. If price drops, you will lose or stand to lose your 12 cents. There's always a chance we could get those calls off with some salvage value, but we know how fast the market moves lower, And it's not easy to get that done. So you have to be prepared for that, both mentally and in your budget as well. Now, here's a chart how this looks. I'm a visual person. I like to see these kind of things because it breaks it down. So if we make the sale and 384 is now our floor and our break even is somewhere near 375, we've actually covered that break even and have the opportunity for those calls to enhance or grow in value and increase this floor even higher. Worst case scenario, it's above our break even. Many of you have corn priced essentially in a roundabout way through your insurance policy at 371. Some of that took place early last fall with those that bought margin protection. Also, the customers that bought Ramp or ICE this spring had an opportunity to put a floor in around 370 as well. So that said, that's an opportunity maybe to double dip if the market were to drop lower and we have good sales on above your break even. Now, here's where the calls come in play. We make the sale, we stack the calls on top of them, and that opens up the realm of a gain on a rally. So you have full upside potential. Add one thing to this. We can actually trade those calls to try to minimize the investment. We could say, let's sell a call option above the money and cap that gain. So there's a lot of flexibility that comes with owning that long call, especially during a summer weather rally. And it's an awesome risk measure as well, minimizing risk greatly and capitalizing on that summer rally. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us. That's what we do. We love what we do, and we want you to touch base with us. So don't hesitate to give us a shout. Outside of that, have a great 2018, and thanks for listening.